Hey guys, Rob from Acetac Gear, and today we're talking about the new Six-Banger placards. So let's talk about the new Six-Banger placard and go over some of the features. You immediately notice these flaps covering the AR 5.56 magazines or the AR style 5.56 magazines. You'll see that these flaps come over here and you have Tegris thermoplastic on the bottom for easy opening and access. On the back side, you'll see that you have two quick clips to clip into any kind of placard style system. You'll also see that you have first spear tube attachments as well as quick clips, so if you wanted to run that, you can do either or on the placard. You see the elastic on the side here, which we're going to get into when we dive into the pouches, and on the bottom side you'll see you can use first spear tubes as well. Now let's look at the magazine retention on the new Six-Banger placard. Grab your Tegris, pull open your front flaps, and you'll immediately notice 6 AR-15 style magazines. On all of these magazines, there's individual retention. What does that mean? So if I pull the front magazine out, there's still retention on the rear. If I pull the rear magazine out and I put a magazine in, there's still retention on the front. The reason for that is we wanted you to have individual retention for each magazine. The way we've done that is there's Tegris thermoplastic in 2 compartments and elastic to draw the tension in and keep it to where you can re-index the magazines, but they're not going to fall out, they're not going to go anywhere unless you want them to. Now let's say you wanted to remove the straps from the Six-Banger placard. You simply have to remove your AR magazines from the rear, reach your hand down in here, grab your strap, or your flap so to speak, and just Velcro it out. So we're going to take all of these out and showcase one of the features of the Six-Banger. You'll notice here we have 3 magazines not in the rear of the Six-Banger, but if I shake it, they don't come out. There's really good retention. So again, we wanted you to be able to have the Six-Banger where you have enough retention that it doesn't let your magazines fly everywhere, but you can re-index them pretty easily and get them into the placard. Now what if you wanted to run added retention? If you wanted to run added retention, you do have the ability with different lashing and cordage. You have the actual laser cuts in the front of the Tegris here, and you have the laser cuts in the rear of the material, so you can add bungee cords or anything you need. Now obviously there is some convertibility or adaptability to the Six-Banger placard setup. So let's say that you wanted to take both of these magazines out and run something, a tourniquet, a med kit, anything you can think of. You can basically compress this rear magazine insert where the Tegris thermoplastic is and put anything you want in there, or if you wanted the extra rigidity because the rear pocket's a little bit tighter, you could do so. Take something like this actual radio, for example. You have a radio that you can use this flap for. If you don't want to use the flap, again, you remove your flap, but you can adjust, because of the Velcro on the flap, you can adjust the Velcro as high or low in this pocket as you want. So if you wanted this much material, or if you wanted this much material, you can have that much to work with. So using a radio, using any kind of accessory you need, you have the adaptability to do so. So when we discussed earlier about the first spear tubes on the actual Six-Banger placard, you'll notice that you also have the revisions here, so if you wanted to use this as an actual chest rig and just use quick clips, you can do so. You still can clip into your harness, and you can still clip in and use this as a dedicated chest rig if you wanted to. So for all of our AK-47 guys out there, you can use the Six-Banger placard for 3 AK-47 or AK-47 variant magazines. You have to use the front, not the rear, insert when inserting your magazines, and they'll get in there and they sit securely. If you wanted to use the actual holes here and the holes here in the Tegris and run some cordage, run some elastic over it, whatever you need to do, you can still do so. But it's only going to fit 3 magazines. Guys, we hope today's video on the new Six-Banger placard has been both helpful and informative. But in the event we missed the mark, or there's just something you have a question, you can always reach us directly on social media, and you could reach us directly on our website. Be careful out there, guys, and stay safe.